Good evening. Welcome to the show, or maybe good morning if you're in Australia. I don't know what the time is in Australia. Although Australia has actually at least 5 time zones. It might have more than that, but I don't know.
It's going to be early morning. They're ahead of us, so by quite a few hours.
Yeah, they have at least 5 time zones there. We've just started the show, and we're talking about Australia. Anyway, they have at least 5 time zones there, but I know that they don't use all the time zones that they have, which is even more weird.
Do they have what's summertime? Like,
I don't remember because we used to do a league in Oceania, but I mean there were so many time zones to start with that you never knew quite what was going on.
Yeah.
Anyway, welcome to the North American show. We have 4 matches across 4 teams for you coming up today. Indeed, we have some NRG with some potential turbulence on their side, at least in the future, because people have essentially said that their contracts are up, more or less. Was it NRG?
I think Peter already has announced that he's not re-signing.
Yeah, so NRG versus Immortals, Mirage and Cash. And you thought these map picks were weird before we get into the other 2?
Yeah, I thought they were weird initially because just given how they've played each other on the map. Obviously, that's some time ago, and things have changed since then. But Immortals have kind of dumpstered NRG in the past on Mirage, and NRG have actually had a victory over Immortals on Cash. But that was the initial reaction. But obviously, NRG, as you would know, they beat Cloud9 on Mirage in ECS. So, that might be the reason why they've gone with it.
Then CLG, Optic, Dust2, and Train between those 2. Yeah, when I said turbulence, I meant Echo Fox, because it's kind of people. I mean, people are trying to be, from what I can see, people are trying to be, political, if you will.
Yeah.
In a sense that they're basically saying, we want to leave, but we're not leaving. We are. I mean, they're essentially saying they're out of contract. Please pick us up, without saying that. That's how it translates to me, anyway.
I for the better part, just thought the team was dead, just like straight up dead. There's no life. Can't resuscitate.
Yeah, it's interesting. But anyway, we are going to be having finals in Anaheim. If you are unaware, Anaheim in Los Angeles. And those are coming your way. December 10th and 11th, those are the days where the doors will be open. Tickets range from free if you are a student, all the way up to $75 if you want that VIP flavor. Anaheim Convention Center is where things will be taking place, so make sure you look that up, anaheim.csgoleague.com, or you can see there is a link for discounts there as well. I do think Nothing tweeted a discount code earlier today, so I don't know what percentage it was, but you can check out his Twitter as well if you are a follower. Cloud9 are going to be there. So that is that. Let's have a look at the leaderboard and see how things are shaping up. I think this is the penultimate day of North American Counter-Strike, if I'm not mistaken.
Finishing it off tomorrow.
Yeah, so we see Immortals and Optic 2 games to play, CLG and NRG with 4 games to play. So SK and Cloud9 finishing on joint points, but there are still 2 places to play for, because I do think those 2 teams are out of reach. So you'll see SK and Cloud9 at the finals at Anaheim. Optic and Immortals, will they make it? I don't know. Let me see. I'm not even going to try and do
math live.
Ooh, if CLG win all their matches, then they could pip Immortals to the post, but it's basically between CLG and Immortals.
So if Immortals grab 2 wins here versus NRG, they should be fine.
I think. I mean, Optic. I don't know. Like, if Optic aren't safe either, because if they lose all their games and CLG win all their games, they'll be tied on points.
That is true, and I'm not sure what those games are for tomorrow, but you'd assume that, either CLG or NRG are playing versus Optic tomorrow.
So we can also see that TSM and Complexity are in a relegation zone. 4 for 14 and 3 for 15 respectively. They'll have to at least fight for their lives.
Yeah, they're doomed
into next year.
They're doomed for now. No hope.
Yeah, and it's a shame, especially for TSM. I mean, Complexity have had quite a hard time in cobbling together a team, and you can see that again. I mean, this year in North America has been a year of as we said earlier, perhaps more professional level teams, orgs than there are professional level teams, and complexity. They've done their best to put a team together, but they've brought 2 people in from the UK, which just tells you that everyone is being signed up. Basically, in North America, anyone who's available and is worth even almost a damn is being signed to a team there, and that's going to spread things thin a little bit. TSM, I'm disappointed for them because they made it to the finals last season, and they did better than people expected. But all that goodwill has seemed to have just dissolved really with only 4 wins on the board for them. So that's a shame. Especially because I like Semfis. I'm a fan of Semfis, and I want to see him. I want to see him and his team get to a place where they knuckle down and learn some strats.
Yeah, exactly, and end up actually qualifying for events. Yeah. That type of thing, especially because they have 2 pretty big talents, and 2 of the biggest talents in NA really on their roster. So it would be fun to see them have success as well, or them growing into that role of becoming kind of those star players that can kind of shine and take them to a whole nother level, at least on a consistent level. Because you see it every now and again that they have games where you see what they could be able of doing, but it's not often enough.
Yeah, but with a score like 4 for 14 in this league, you have to wonder how long they'll be able to hold on to players like Twist and Sick.
That's the thing. Well, we have heard rumors of a North American shuffle. I think it's pretty much confirmed, just not the details surrounding it. We just know that something is happening post-major, and I wouldn't be too surprised if we saw someone from TSM moving to greener pastures.
Yeah. Only time will tell. And again, there's a huge question mark on the Echo Fox side, and the way things are going is really weird because players could move away. I mean, some players, I think like I've read some threads on Reddit. I mean the titles, but I haven't bothered to read the actual threads. So for example, someone said Shazam is leaving Echo Fox.
Yeah.
And you click on the tweet, and he basically says, "I'm not leaving Echo Fox," right? Which is whatever. But apparently, Rix is leaving as well. But you go back to that clip of when Sean was screaming at him because he bought while Sean was telling them what to do. Didn't have money to buy the nades. So you have to wonder, like, who is leaving and who's leaving before to get removed, because obviously some players are going to be looking for a stronger unit in total. So if they can get that on their side, on their team, then I would assume there's no reason to leave the brand. However, I mean, maybe they've tried to join something else, or I don't know. So I mean, like in respect to that team, the main players, if you will, on that team could end up staying there with other people joining them or going elsewhere. But it all depends on when people's contracts expire as well in different teams and so on, to put all the pieces together.
I think January is going to give us a lot of answers. So if not by the 1st of January, when I would assume quite a few contracts end, then, post-major type of thing.
So Peter is on the way out of NRG, from what we understand.
Rumors that they're going to go all-out European in NRG.
Really?
Yeah, the Kiev, who played for Attacks, might be the next one to be called up. But
I think he tweeted and said that he wasn't joining NRG.
But would he tweet that he's joining NRG before his contract runs out?
I would.
Seems like a bad business move.
Yeah, I would. If I was a player, I would straight up lie and say, I'm definitely not joining this team, guys, like after I've signed everything, just to troll people.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you think, like, for me, Peter's the best player on that team?
Oh, yeah?
I mean, some people say tabseN might be. I
would go with tabseN, yeah, for consistency, really, over everything. Because Peter, in many ways, is the kind of in many ways like Shazam as well, who can have really, really big games and then have completely incognito games where he doesn't do anything of value at all, which is a big problem, especially because you can never reliably build a team around a player like that, because if he goes missing, then your entire team is screwed. So just off of that factor, I would say that I would much more reliably build something around tabseN than Peter. But obviously, like, Peter brings something with that potential threat of the op, which tabseN doesn't. But I've been really impressed actually by how well tabseN's done it after he moved to the US.
Yeah, so have I. I do wonder what they will do post Peter. Like, if they will. I mean, do you think you always need an AWPer to replace an AWPer, or
I think that's the safest way to go. And I think if you want to go very traditional with it, that's probably how you should go about it as well. We've seen teams try a different direction. We saw Dignitas actually try that when they pretty much went with 5 riflers. MSL quickly found out that that wasn't really the way to go, and then started opping himself, which is not necessarily the greatest option, but
I mean, NIP could say has done that.
Yeah, but now they've gone over to the, well, Forward started picking up the op more and more, and then Pyth as well. So yeah, I think teams just figure out that it's too much of a risk to give the opponent such a clear idea that you're never going to use an op.
Good point. Well, let's see what NRG can do in this pistol, streaming in from high and low, but the frag's going the way of the CTs at the moment. Gobby now wondering what has become of his teammates. Just Peter, ironically, with a kill to NRG, and they will get shut down.
For a second there, I thought Henny got that shot on the guy in towards pit there, because that looked absolutely nuts.
They got shut down like skin betting websites.
Yeah, and well, and speaking of best players on teams, felps starting off early. To me he is the most integral part of that team, that Immortals team, and he just always seems to just find his place and be of value to his team. And he does it while being the front man, oftentimes on the T side as well, which is really, really impressive. The fact that he has so few lulls in performance. Yeah.
3 players top mid for the T's. This is an eco round, as you can see on your screens, and people are dying one by one. Not much else to say. We'll see if FugLy can get some deagle kills. He will be denied. Moving swiftly on, one would expect. Well, what will we expect? We've seen some. What team is it? I can't remember. There's a team who will eco the second round.
Yeah.
And then buy on the third round.
There's more and more teams actually who've started doing that as of late. I've seen VP do it, and I want to say, I can't think of the name right off the top of my head, but one of the teams that came far in Oakland. Actually, NIP wouldn't probably be opposed to do that either. It's something that was more prominent in 1.6 and Swords, but we're seeing it more and more now in CSGO as well. And it's been working out quite nicely, actually. Things that are not working out nicely is that attempt at a bomb plant for NRG.
I like how there's a search for any good pistols. That's always good. People looking for every edge they can get on their competitors, even on an eco round.
Oh, absolutely. And well, we are going to see Peter pick up that op right away. Not going to have any sort of utility, but there's plenty to go around on his teammates for now, so should be able to get him into a position where he can actually try to find a pick.
felps going for an aggressive play, but now he's somewhat stuck in the middle area. Going to smoke himself up, but maybe he'll use this as a bait. Will the T's pursue? They won't. And I think he got a bit too close to the smoke there. Still NRG with 2 players at top mid, and indeed felps will get taken down through the smoke. This is a disastrous start for Immortals. Still going down as well. Lucas getting a desperate kill with the MP9. Just the one lurker towards A. Doesn't necessarily tell of a plan for NRG to push the A bomb site. Could still be B. And indeed, tabseN and LEGIJA, oh actually they're moving towards the underpass. At the moment, one pop flashing for the other. Just an information play with minutes on the clock.
This is very typical for GOB teams though. They just want to stabilize. They know they have the man advantage. There's no reason for them to dumbfoundedly rush into a bomb site without having any idea of what's going on around them, especially with the amount of aggression that came out from Immortals' side. So they want to get map control first, stabilize, and just make sure that they're not going to run into a trap.
Speaking of running into things, after losing the lurker towards A, they are headed with 35 seconds left on the clock. That's the bomb down. That's full information. That's full rotation for Immortals. So perhaps this idea of NRG's has collapsed around them. I think maybe they had a read that the CTs might stack B after seeing no one else towards A, but they were mistaken. Now we've got the pop flashes coming in. That's going to allow Lucas One to go for some more kills. No kills just yet though. Now we've got the stereo kills coming in for the CT side, leaving Peter alone. He's got 10 seconds to find 2 players. He's going to try and force the issue. But he will get taken down and before the time runs out, which is good for him.
Yeah. Unfortunate round for NRG, the fact that they do get an op on Peter, but they're not really in a situation where they can actually put him in a position to utilize it to its full potential because of the aggression coming out from them. So in a way with them slowing the tempo down, it doesn't leave them with too much time actually to rotate around the map, or just having Peter given the time to find a pick. or see if anyone from Immortals is trying to gain information. But we're going to see a couple of smokes, 2 flashes as well on the ecoing side, and it looks like they're going to set up for an A hit again. And the goal is obviously going to be just to get bomb plants down, get the bomb plant down.
Henny takes mad risks.
He does,
because he's holding that angle in connector. Well, it's a new one now, but he was deeper looking top mid, but had no one covering him from lower for a very long time.
Yeah.
But then maybe this is a read on NRG, because, for example, when Device is opening on Dust 2, or when he was against I want to say G2. He'd be on short on the CT side, and he would just face the wall until they flash low tunnel every single time, then peek and kill someone, because he knows they're never peeking before the flash comes in. Anyway, we've got NRG with the eco push now. Slow execute, but again, they are ill-equipped for their opponents. Patient USP play comes in. And there's not much to be done now for NRG. Oh, LEGIJA made his way into a interesting position, but how much is he going to get done with it? Just the 1 kill for him. P250 will pay for itself. Other than that, not much going on.
Fairly controlled round for Immortals, and it's very different from what we saw in the first matchup in the EU part of the broadcast, where Godsend were just constantly finding bomb plants on Mirage with their eco rounds. Not really going too much the way of NRG right now.
Immortals not going to shy away. Ooh, backwards. Normally you see it facing forwards. Immortals trying to style at the 5-0, not working out though.
$1 million move, 10-cent finish.
I'm not convinced that flashbang even went as far. I mean, if you look at Olofmeister do that play, he does it running forwards. So
yeah, I think you could do it forwards. So I think he just released it too early.
Yeah, the standard is forwards. Like, it just looks harder than it needs to be doing it backwards.
Style points, they matter.
Is FugLy holding the angle there? No, he's not. He's just biding his time. Sitting on the man advantage are the T's, still forced from his position. And that's going to give sound cues away as well if the... oh, look, he's not close enough, so you might not hear that.
Well, FugLy decides to show himself and gets immediately taken out by felps in A-Apps. So man advantage gone once again. Peter tagged down pretty heavily as well, which could be an issue. Oh. Yeah, felps gets sound confirmation of someone below window and also spots the guy at the top of mid, so they know that there's at least 2 players.
And that's really good info, because Steel is peeking from short now. I think he just got Molotov though, but felps is in position. Just the 1 kill for him, spots 2 though. But it's enough spotting. They need to find the kills now. Henny almost gets 2, Hen 1. Ooh, it's a team kill even coming in. boltz just spraying through the smoke. He's going to take his teammate down. But then more smoke kills coming through. Can the AWP be saved? Indeed it can. Steel's got it. 6-0. Great start for Immortals. On the pick of NRG, let's not forget. Who now have a European flag.
Yeah. I mean, and if the rumors end up being true that they're going to bring in another German, then... I mean, yeah, it would be kind of weird. They're predominantly just like parts of the old Mouse Sports team just playing in the NA.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, but can't even be mad if you're an American player, because again they've got so much support.
It's very true. And well, FugLy does manage to take down felps, but pays for it in the end. Gets burned to crisp, but it's given position for NRG. The only downside is the fact that the bomb is dropped. It's going to be picked up now, but at this point, full rotation has come in from Immortals, and they should have no real problem cleaning this up.
Oh! Almost down to 1 versus 1. I was just thinking to myself.
Well, we've seen crazier things happen today already.
Yeah, they're at close quarters. You never know. You never know these lovely P250s. I love the P250.
Yeah.
Even though it's not great at range,
it was my favorite pistol in the game for the longest time until they nerfed it. Because at the start of CSGO, you had that similar feel to it as with 1.6 and CSS, where it's one pistol that matters, and that was a P250. All right, Peter.
Good start for Peter in this round, and that's the start they need again. 0-7 down now. Lucas1 needs to get more than 1 kill, but it's just 1 for Lucas1, which retains the man advantage for NRG. There might be a fight on short soon. felps is around the corner, and Peter's waiting for him. He's waiting for that rotation. Now we've got the T's bunched up in A. No damaging grenades. Oh, Peter got ruined. Down to the 3 versus 3. LEGIJA playing in the smoke.
Steel's just waiting it out here. A smart move.
Who's going to peek first? Look, it might see Shadow. He's expecting a flashbang, though. He's got to charge through now. He's got the best angle. Pre-fires the stairs. boltz is there, though. He sees boltz. And he knows that he might be in trouble. Will raise the alarm for his teammates. And now he'll become the bait and just waste time by going for the shoulder peeks here. There goes felps, and now boltz is alone. Double peek coming in from NRG. And NRG will finally get their first round on the board. So the question now is, where is the money for the CT side?
It should be fairly okay, and yeah, they're going to have enough money to buy. But obviously, buying up ops every round is going to be expensive. felps and Steel, not too well off for comfort, but Lucas should be able to drop a FAMAS, and Steel's going to go with the Mag 7, so he's playing towards that B bomb side, or he's going to be dropped the Mag 7, actually. Doesn't even have to invest on his own.
See anyone spotting one player. But a jump back doesn't give too much away for the T side. 2 players over towards A at the beginning from NRG, but they may not keep them there. Might just be early doors in case of aggression from Immortals.
Yeah, setting up in more or less the same default we saw them on the first buy round as well. So leaving FugLy alone towards that A bomb site. He's probably going to be wary about Lucas potentially going aggressive this time around.
LEGIJA just harassing almost in a figure of 8 towards the balcony position. NRG with God B behind them, got some of the more interesting grenades in the game, such as the pop flashes into the drop zone. It's a connector through the drop zone on Cobblestone, for example.
Yeah, the bounce flash.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. And indeed, after making some noise towards B bomb site, LEGIJA smoking CPL, and he will head towards B. But felps is close enough that he should hear LEGIJA running away. But what will Immortals be willing to do with that information? They've still got 2 people deep towards B. They've got a 2-man holding connector. That's going to leave Lucas very isolated on the site itself.
Actually surprised that Lucas is playing this far forward with both of his teammates in connector. Would have probably expected Immortals to set up for a retake in this kind of a scenario. But he's going to have to do a lot of work or just buy a ton of time. That Molotov is going to be a bit of a giveaway. So Henny already turning his attention towards apps.
Oh, the peek before the smoke goes down will cost FugLy his life, and Lucas now with Hen1 covering him is going to get a lovely set of frags there for his side. Peter flashed, just about escaping, all of 8 HP, and they're going to hunt for him as well. The wide peek comes in from Lucas, and he will shut him down. 3 kills for Lucas from that position, but I mean, if FugLy doesn't peek before that smoke goes down, then life becomes a lot more harder, a lot more difficult for Lucas, I think, potentially.
Oh, absolutely, because, well, you saw initially before that, well, as that Molotov goes down, he has full focus on apps until Henny's like, don't worry, I got this. But if that smoke goes down, Henny can't reliably help out Lucas. So Lucas has to worry about 2 angles. He has to worry about nades, people pushing up close like one of their players did as well. That could have turned out very differently. So it's just sloppy execution really from NRG.
Oh, that's a mistake. One thing Immortals, I want to say it's Immortals, would do well over towards B when they're on the CT side is if they wanted to get a fast peek, say with an AWPer like Hen1, then they would have somebody crouch underneath the balcony and they would just jump straight on his head, because that's a lot faster than jumping on the boxes.
Yeah.
And can be the difference between a pick or getting picked.
And oftentimes if you're the T playing in that position, you're expecting the guy to pop up and then fall down again. So, you know, you go for the quick reaction shot instead of more of like a stable, reliable shot that you can you know, more actively control. But, well, I don't think NRG knows, but they did tag up Steel. I think that was through the wooden plaque, I guess, towards the B halls.
I mean, Immortals will know that NRG have been reset in this situation. Yeah. Lucas, though, he needs to pull out 2, maybe even 3 frags from this position, because he could drop an M4, but he can also go tight, and maybe boltz can help him out with the control they have of connector. They're just trying to walk around, so they think nobody's in there. Maybe thinking the CTs are going for the retake situation, and now boltz has to be really good here. Buying time now, the bomb's down in a really good position, so bomb plot looks impossible for NRG. FugLy now is about damage, and Immortals didn't have that much money in the bank, so losing 2 people is going to be expensive for them. Yeah,
luckily for them, they managed to pick up the op. So, you know, they limit the damage to a certain extent, but it was a bit sloppy. I think boltz definitely should have been able to clear out the guy coming out from apps a lot sooner. This might have minimized a couple of losses. Maybe a tiny bit over-aggressive from Henny as well, trying to go for that, or go for the hunt frag really on FugLy.
Ooh, we've got the double smokes onto short. This can often suggest a fast play towards B through short. That's going to draw felps out deep into the short position. And we see LEGIJA in mid, but there's no presence in B. But there we go. LEGIJA charging through the smoke. Big frags for his side. And now we have tabseN taking Lucas 1 down elsewhere. So those smokes have done well to draw Immortals into poor positions. And then they got read like a book, 5 versus 2. And again, Immortals, their money was wrecked, especially after losing 2 players in that previous round. So they're not even in a situation where they've got too much money and they can just try and do as much damage as possible. They need to save these weapons.
Yeah, if they're able to hold on to these 2 weapons, then they should be able to get an okay buy-in for the better part. And they're probably going to go, ooh, nice shot from Steel. But, well, that's going to be hard to do. Only Henny surviving as of right now. I still think they're going to go for the buy though, as long as Henny survives, because they do have the golden opportunity to reset NRG, and well, that can more or less break the entire half of NRG. Nice, staying alive.
There we go. So let's see what Immortals can muster around this money, around this AWP. Reasonable amount of grenades in the bag. Hen 1 dropping for a teammate as well. So apart from Lucas, they're looking pretty good.
Yeah, and I'm hoping that they're not going to put Lucas alone on A. And as of right now, it seems like they are. They're actually going very aggressive in mid here. So they're going to get a ton of information. Not going to run into anyone from NRG though, but this is going to be a bit of a tell as to what's going on the NRG side. And you can already tell 4 players towards that A bomb site. And right now, they just want Lucas to be more or less a decoy with that deagle. Try to get a body shot into one of the players running out, but more or less just take focus than anything else.
Well, Immortals have 4 around the A bomb site now, and I was going to say they had loads of flashes for the counters, but it catch Lucas out of position, trying to rotate. Steel in a ninja spot, spotted from connector though, sandwich rather. And again, it's a 5 versus 2. felps got 2-man spray down coming in, could find a third, but he'll get traded, leaving Hen 1 in a situation where he could try to save again, but we've got a Nico coming up for the CTs, and he may look to join them. Lovely shot onto God B. Didn't even know that was an angle. FugLy in the palace position, Henny trying to figure out where to deploy his smoke grenade to best go for the hero defuse. AK coming out. Hasn't touched the bomb just yet. FugLy still peeking, he's close. That smoke is not covering him whatsoever. FugLy, how far are you going to push? Still 2 people here.
I'm not sure why Henny's still around. That is... it seems like he wasn't aware of the fact that there was 2 people alive. Still?
Yeah.
Because he was solely focused on FugLy, and with the far back angle he took towards apps as well, he could have been spotted out by someone from CT spawn trying to get information. So yeah, and eventually just too much time has passed really for him to actually be able to win the round in any case. So a bit strange. And Immortals, even with the information they gathered initially from that mid push, not able to hold on to A.
I don't know why Peter is still standing there. He even sees the flashbang coming in.
Has a hope and a dream.
Yeah. So that's an AWP now in the hands of Immortals. I mean, I think you should have just run, because surely you're up against a numbers game in that situation.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it seems like the rest of NRG have smartened up. They found 1 pick onto boltz there towards mid. Now going to rotate over towards the B bomb site, and they still have a ton of utility. You can tell they have 3 Molotovs, 4 smokes, and a bunch of flashes as well. So they can clear out literally every corner they'd like before taking this this B bomb site. But sneaky Steel. Not okay. Maybe sneaky, not so graceful.
That's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, that's where you hope to see the dream scenario with like at least 2 1-digs and then back out.
This is where things start to get scary, when there are 40 seconds left and you have no map control whatsoever. Oh no, wait, they do. Ignore me. Ignore everything I said. I did not even see FugLy on the radar there, so he has secured the position.
I thought you were
for the most part.
I thought you were talking about Immortals, the fact that I had no idea what's going on.
I didn't realize there was anyone towards A.
Yeah.
So, oh, felps, how do you miss that? That's the one frag you need to get. Come on, man.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, and he just quickly thought that, oh, I'm just going to hold on to this op, I'm just going to save it, not going to give him my position. But if he's going back, I don't know what he's hoping for here. Oh, could it be? Well, how far is Gob going to go away from this bomb?
He's got no defuse kit. There's no way. There's no way.
Gotta believe, James.
This could be... I mean, yeah, it might be like I could kill him, but I'm not going to win the round. And the kill is not worth as much as this AWP. Oh! But he thought he could jump up. I think he landed on the second part. Oh, at least aim.
Oh, LEGIJA.
You should look at the floor. That was...
LEGIJA bungled up that flash a tiny bit.
Going for the hero play.
Yeah. Well, they managed to hold on to an ops. Let's see if he drops it off for Henny, and he does. So again, not the greatest of buys coming in from Immortals. Somewhat lackluster in utility, and FAMAS onto Steel. Then again, Steel...
Oh no, it's too late. No, no, it's not. Well, it kind of is. Maybe.
Oh, that second jump is so dangerous from Peter.
Oh man. I get butterflies watching Hen 1.
He kind of gives you the same sense when watching someone like JW.
Yeah.
It's like you never really know what to expect.
The man has no fear.
Yeah.
No fear at all. So we've got Peter moving away from the top mid area. 3 players for NRG towards A.
And NRG seem really adamant about going towards this A bomb site. And it's understandable that's where they've gotten the majority of their rounds. So if they think they've figured some sort of a hole in the defense of Immortals, then just continue to abuse it. A bit of a lot more passive setup though from Immortals this time around.
T's are streaming in, but not getting any frags just yet. Goppy looking to duel, but he's carrying the bomb. Got to be careful there. Wants to get over as safe as possible. Goes for the triple plant. That's really good because that allows better defense post-plant for the T's. Lucas in CT spawn. Will it be a pop flash?
Just going to re-smoke.
Re-smoke is there, so trades coming in. He can still jump over the box and probably get a few frags, but Goppy's waiting for him. Counter flashes coming in as well. 2 CTs in the connector area looking for Goppy once again. He keeps moving around. Still caught in no man's land, but he's the one who's going to get a frag. Trey's coming in again. Now it's Lucas, last man. He's got no defuse kit, but he's continuing to push. Is there one on the site? Spots Peter, but Peter holds it down. And that shows the importance of planting on triple. If they plant on default, Peter can't see the bomb, and he's drawn to the site with the AWP.
Yeah, absolutely. And it kind of works out the fact that Gob had a bit of an issue actually just getting over from Sandwich over towards the bomb site because they didn't have a smoke deployed towards jungle or connector, even though tabseN had one on them. But they seemed to have a pretty clear idea of the fact that they wanted to re-smoke CT spawn once more. Well, force buy coming in from Immortals to end the first half here, and really quick tempo on Gob here. Very fast, drops down immediately. Steel being the sole defender here on this bomb site, already kind of isolated. Can't really safely peek at this point.
Has he seen Steel? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he has. But I think it's slightly worrying the fact that he's pulling up so many nades in an open position. But
so far, so good for NRG.
Yeah.
5 versus 2 again, and this one looks as unrecoverable as we have seen. Lucas with a kill top mid, but I mean, look at the weaponry. At least he's going to get himself an AK, but much to do. He's got 2 flashes, though. He can try and flash for his teammate if he can from that angle. boltz getting a kill, but he's going to get traded. FugLy going for the 1v1, and he'll make it work. 6-9. Immortals with quite reasonable score, perhaps, on their CT side. I
mean, not too bad, but given how they started it and how dominant that beginning of the game was, I think, yeah, it was 9-1?
7-1.
7-1?
Yeah, and then they got 2 more and made it 9-1. Sorry, so yeah, what he said was correct. It was 9-1 at some point.
Yeah, so given how the Immortals started, and but by the fact that pretty much every time NRG tried to do anything, they just got immediately shut down. It wasn't even close to start things off. I don't think they can be too happy about it, but 9-6, it's definitely like a doable score, and if they win the pistol as well, then they're only a few steps away from closing out the first map, and this is NRG's map pick.
Yeah, I do like a 9-6 scoreline because after the pistol, it's either monster lead or we're all tied up.
Yeah.
Got flashbangs coming in repeatedly, but no duels just yet. LEGIJA and tabseN coming in with the headshots there. got1b contributing as well. Not going to get a team ace though. got1b getting the second kill of the round for him. tabseN finally going down, but it's Hen 1 versus 4. And it won't be enough.
4 is bigger than 1. Well, pretty simplistic pistol round from Immortals. Doesn't really pan out. Not really sure what the Molotov was meant for from Steel, though. Kept onto it the entire round. Didn't use it for, you know, car, anything like that to close out any areas or potentially Edward. But, yeah. Again, not like you said, worst case scenarios for Immortals here. They're going to be tied up. So it's not the end of the world. They've gone a bit of a different route about it. Only 2 smokes here on their side to try to get onto that bomb site to get a bomb plant down, but results are pretty similar to what we saw for NRG on their T side as well. It's just complete domination from the CT side.
Barely make it onto the site. Very fast second round, and again after that 4th buy, Immortals won't have much to offer in this round either.
Not a lot at all. It's good to see though that Henny hasn't really fully committed to these kind of buys, even though the rest of his team does it. So he's still gonna have an opportunity to get that op in the first buy round.
Yeah, he's $700 short of a helmet. Well, maybe even more than that. I can't remember if he'll be able to buy Kevlar.
I think Henny is perfectly comfortable going glass cannon if he needs to. Wouldn't be the first time. Well,
yeah,
tabseN getting that control up mid, Peter pushing out lower as well, and that's bomb down. So even with forward positions on that A bomb site, it's not going to do a whole lot for the Brazilians, and they get cleaned up by FugLy. So very solid anti-ecos coming in from NRG. Not that Immortals had the most elaborate strategies to actually put pressure on NRG, but you know, you still have to handle it.
See, one thing that interests me now is okay, so Hen1's gone for the AK play because I mean Kenya's, for example, at the moment it's pretty much standard if Envy lose a pistol for him to be AWP no Kevlar on the first buy round, and if I see that as a habit, I'm going to buy more high explosive grenades over Molotovs if I'm the opponent.
Yeah, definitely. If you can notice a trend like that, then by all means. And NRG actually playing fairly aggressively, and I like this on a first buy round really because you put a ton of pressure. Look at Peter.
That is a meaty shot, like some upward swipes. Steel. If he hears the scope of LEGIJA, he could get baited into Godby's angle, which would be very interesting indeed. But he hasn't just yet. He's on the high ground though, but I think LEGIJA spotted him. You see the movement from Godby now. Godby, why does he do that? Why does he take that?
That does not make a lot of sense.
Why? LEGIJA has the angle.
Only God knows. The weirdest thing is, well, as felps actually manages to clear out LEGIJA here, the weirdest part is that he doesn't even jump into the only angle where he could be if LEGIJA spotted him.
I can only imagine because they had no eyes on mid, they were scared about short, so they didn't want to wait for him to peek. Because FugLy was outside city spawn. Anyway, 2 versus 2, around the smoke. felps, has he been spotted? He hasn't been spotted. Oh, he thought he was... Oh no! That's a disaster! He thought he killed him, he looked away, he went back, it was too late! And now Hen1, you've got a lot of work to do, my son. Smoke on the bomb. He's waiting for somebody to peek him. It should be inevitable. Oh, lovely snap. And now tabseN knows where he is, but a leg spotted in the smoke, and Hen1 will hold on to the round. That is the worst thing when you burst and you're like, yeah, like...
He's dead. No, wait.
Right, so many hours of deathmatch, and 99 times out of 100, that person is dead.
Yep.
That one time he's not, and you look away because you're used to him dying then.
And felps normally Mr. Reliable as well. Luckily, he has Henny who's hitting shots right now. Yeah. That would have been a bitter round to lose. You
do wonder if part of that was because of the adjustment Valve made where, you know, there's more recoil cooldown and things like that. You know, when he goes for that second burst, if it's less accurate than it would have been before.
It could be, yeah, because a lot of this is muscle memory for the players. The fact that they just feel like I've done this correctly, like I've done it for 9 years, so he should be dead by now.
Yeah, interesting stuff. 2 CTs per site after losing tabseN. They've also lost sight of most of the middle area. Peter, though, I thought maybe he had an angle. He's close to the toll booth, but not going up there just yet.
felps is an extremely, forward positioning for the bomb being dropped. Still back towards T-spawn. Oh, and he's going to spot out Gabi. So, again, all Immortals need to do now is one need to actually pick up the bomb, but the rest of them can just sit around and wait for things. But it seems like felps wants to take matters into his own hand, and he's, it's just getting around the corner here. Did he hear the scope from Henny?
Do wonder.
He did.
There we go. LEGIJA goes down and makes it around the corner as well. But there's a smoke onto boltz. So he can, well, he could smoke him off, but he's actually still on the A site at the moment, maybe waiting for a rotation. Peter's still sitting on A, starting to move forward, and there we go. boltz, the lurker, will take him down, leaving FugLy alone, who's got to be careful now because boltz may come for him from the back, from city spawn, or from the crawl space.
Yeah, this seems like a very one and done position for FugLy. He's just gonna.
Oh, what if he walks in?
Yeah, if he's really smart about it, he just lets him go. No,
why? Why?
So much potential.
They don't know you're there. Just walk into the site. Oh. Man, that's a ninja defuse waiting to happen.
Because FugLy actually had a defuse kit as well. And it's not like he's going to win that 1v4 by killing felps. Like, sure, you're in a 1v3, but you're not in a really favorable position in any case.
You could just hide it in the store. You could hide next to the window. They can run past the shelves, or they'll probably jump through the window and not see you.
Yeah.
There. Oh, man.
I think actually going for the ninja fuse is his best shot at actually winning the round. So I have no understanding why he commits to killing felps unless he just wants to get the hell out.
But even if there's like one person on the site,
I mean,
depending on where the bomb's planted, you haven't even seen it yet. Like, you might be able to kill that one guy and defuse it before they can get back to you.
Yeah. Absolutely. And not right now, felps just walking around all over the map, really. He's been, well, pretty much more on the CT-sided spots of the map than anyone else. Just moving about freely for now. Not too much resistance to be expected, though, out of NRG, seeing how they did get reset. It's going to be an eco, but now we finally see that op on Peter once again. SMG, well, UMP to be more exact, on Gabi as well, opting to get more utility, which I definitely can approve of.
Yep, he's a man of utility.
Yep.
Which is always good to see.
It makes sense as well with him playing towards that B-bomb site. As long as he doesn't do those silly peeks into B-apps. So he is in B-apps, actually, and this time he's not going to mess up the angle. Finds one.
What is anyone doing?
I have no idea.
Literally, he's trying to peek over the smoke with an AWP in a corner.
While jumping.
Where he can only see through the window. That's just insanity. The dude's crazy.
Well, it doesn't really work out for them. 2 men down for Immortals, and both Henny and boltz are pretty tagged up as well. No damage being done to NRG. And they even still have a couple of smokes left. So it's going to be really hard to see how Immortals are actually going to make it onto a side here. They do have a Molotov, but that in itself is probably not going to be enough to actually allow them any space. And FugLy already wrapped around, so they should know that they have them boxed in. And there, down goes the bomb.
2 versus 4 situation. 45 seconds remain. FugLy still, the bomb gets smoked off as well. And that's not good. It's not the widest of channels though, so FugLy's got to be careful.
Yeah,
because
he should not go into the actual apartments right now. He should just sit outside and chill out because, well, okay. Bit of a different take for from FugLy, and he pays for it. So again, you know, listen to the old sages here. There's no reason for him to actually go in there. If they pick up the bomb, not the end of the world. You know you have the entire team boxed in. Time is running out. So basically, you're just weakening your economy by doing that.
As you can see, money's not spectacular for either side. LEGIJA picking up a second op now for the NRG team.
This is this could potentially be disastrous for NRG, obviously, because it weakens their economy so much. They're gonna have to hope to get a lot out, and LEGIJA starts off really well, picking off Lucas
through the smoke, of course.
Yeah.
So far, so good. felps very quickly into connector, however.
I think that's unnoticed as well. Like, Peter's gonna watch the angle, but he can't do really anything at all with that smoke down.
Now felps with a journey off his zone, but the flash doesn't work out for him. The bomb's been spotted in the meantime towards the slope. tabseN now on the bricks again. You can hide from the Palace position here, but Hen1 going for a cheeky kill on Tetris.
I think 2 ups is enough, tabseN. No need to bring a third.
1 round behind now are NRG. Immortals' lead is disappearing.
Oof. felps jumping through just a tiny, millisecond before that flash pops off, so Peter gets to see just a tiny bit of the model. That's very well done by Peter. Well, a bit of indecision going on here. An AK picked up on boltz. So, logical thing here for Immortals to do, literally just be putting boltz first wherever they want to go towards, and hope that you can find a pick that they can bomber the side off of. It doesn't seem like they're taking that approach either, though. boltz just searching for something towards those BFs, and in the meantime, felps is going to continue on his aggressive ways and get picked off in mid. So now even if boltz ends up getting a frag, they're not really in a position to actually take advantage of this, which is odd considering the investment they've made into this round.
Nice timing flashes from NRG, just trying to ruin any plans the Immortals might have had. Immortals almost all spread out at the moment with no utility and 1 AK in play. boltz looking for a pick towards B, but again, his team are just everywhere else.
And again, I still don't understand what the idea from Immortals is. You get picked off early on, felps, before you've even shown the AK. See, now boltz actually finds a frag. If there's 3 people behind him at this point to actually rush off of this, you could get a bomb plant. And that's a much better game plan than just sitting in connector waiting to get picked off by Peter. I just don't follow the logic behind what they were trying to do there.
So now boltz might have to just try and... Never mind.
Yeah, he would have had to try to save, but even then that would have been a pretty poor round to save because he didn't have full armor either.
Yeah.
And no utility as well, so it would have been, screwing himself over in a big way in that sense. But they're going to get a buy-in. Henny is going to have to resort to Tech 9, but again, they have utility to work with here. It's going to be interesting to see what they do if they're just going to opt for the mid control. I do know they're up against double ops though, so they're going to have to use smokes early on to get map control.
There's smoke into CPL. That will render Peter useless for a while. tabseN will be in connector, and again a second AWP is currently on short. LEGIJA with a precautionary pop flash for tabseN, but Henny's not flashed. So he'll get a kill for free and a weapon sooner rather than later. He really wants that weapon bad, and he's going to get burned to 3 HP to try and get it. And doesn't get it.
Not worth.
No.
Oh.
Down goes look. That's a big problem. LEGIJA trying to back off now, and that corner is not going to be too helpful to him. And if he scopes back, steals right below him. There's an open B bomb site, and now it's down to Peter, and he's going to go as well. Not a single kill for NRG in that round.
And they definitely had opportunities for it as well. LEGIJA, this time around, instead of going for the aggressive push on Catwalk to find an early pick, which he definitely would have had an opportunity to do so, opts to throw that pop flash for tabseN that doesn't really work out. And then obviously Henny with that Tech 9 able to get that one bullet into the head of tabseN.
Failed smoke into CPL, but no one's there anyway. There's no money on the NRG side. Stacking A with 4 players. LEGIJA might be in the ladder room. Got to be making a push now.
Use the pronex position, Gob. He is. Okay, so, and he's setting up smokes, and it's no determined indication of what Immortals wants to do as of right now. And this is a pretty deep smoke into CPL.
I like that smoke. I'd like it more in a buy round, because then an AWPer can't hold an angle onto short.
Yeah, that's true. But he couldn't that even with the standard smoke, though.
That's also true. That's a very obvious point as well.
I was just thinking, like, what the benefit of throwing it so far back, because you allow the potential of someone just running through the smoke and getting a better angle when once they get to CPL.
I do wonder if it was meant to be that way, actually, because
if it's just a messed up smoke in that sense. Or?
Yeah, because normally when you throw it from there, it bounces off the side of the window
to
land in the
edge.
middle. Yeah, so that was probably the plan there.
Well, it did smoke off something, and it did actually block the angle of the guy playing CPL. So I guess in the end, all is good. Still works, right?
At least it's interesting to see grenades land in a semi-useful position.
Yeah,
makes you think about them. Anyway, Immortals will hold on to this round. Peter stealing away an AK. I mean, look at the damage done to the T side. They lost a lot of players there. And let's just keep an eye on the money once the rebuy comes in. They're looking pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
it's the same can't
decent.
be said for NRG.
NRG, again, opting for that double op. And when you're going for that double op, you know you're putting your economy at a risk to the point where you have to win a lot of consecutive rounds for it to work. But NRG probably feeling like this is what they've had the most success with, how they can find as many early picks as possible. Well, Peter is going to miss that first shot onto felps in mid, and they're going to have to give up mid control here. tabseN doesn't have anyone really to back him up here in this situation, though. Well, if that happens, he's completely screwed.
Indeed, he is. Still gets taken down elsewhere. Got beat down on short. That's leaving LEGIJA alone on the B bomb site, focusing on short. The bomb is in the apartments. boltz is holding an angle as well, so the jump will tell LEGIJA everything he needs to know. And there we go. That's the bomb on the radar. So that should be... Well, there's a minute 10 on the clock, but indeed the CTs are rotating in his direction. Misses a shot towards short. boltz has gone past the window now. LEGIJA needs to even up these numbers. The smoke's not going to help him either. That will allow the T to get closer. felps charging straight through the smoke, but bad timing. LEGIJA's there, and boltz has gone down in the meantime. All of a sudden, it's Hen 1 versus 3. Getting flashed. LEGIJA hasn't seen him looking the wrong way. There we go. Oh no, Henny! Man, these guys missing sitters.
Really got to win those, right?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a wacky round from both teams, actually. Quite a few missed shots there that you normally wouldn't see. But NRG, they're going to take it for the round win it is. They don't really care in what manner it comes in. And they do manage to hold on to both ops, which is a massive thing for them at this point. Because going double op, if that's the preferred setup, then you're going to have to hold on to it at any given time. Otherwise, your economy at this point is going to get absolutely shattered.
Lucas and felps moving towards the connector position, but it's tabseN to get the first kill. Oh dear. This looks good for NRG. Immortals don't have money in the bank after this buy, which means they might have to eco and play against match point if it continues this way.
Yeah. And honestly, a bit of a weird buy up from Immortals, given how weak it was in terms of just weaponry, but I guess it did work out for them the last time they went towards mid. Only this time it's Gabi doing the flash from catwalk for tabseN instead of LEGIJA, and apparently Gabi knows something that LEGIJA doesn't. So that went much better for tabseN, finding 2 flash players.
Life becomes more difficult for Immortals. Peter, are you going to peek this angle, really? He is, and he's going to get the kill. No response from Steel. Doesn't realize he's got 2 to play against, but only 1 will be required. Peter with another easy kill, 14 to 14. And now look at the money for Immortals. Oh, we'll see some replays first, but you'll see the buy or lack of afterwards anyway.
Well, it's not going to be a good buy at all coming in from Immortals. If they even opt to buy anything at all, I hope they wouldn't. Well, seems like they're not going to opt to it. It would have only been Steel actually who could get a rifle, so...
Steel even shouldered...
Oh god, what is this? Why boltz?
Are they going to play this 1 AK again?
Seems like they are.
Is it that bad to play overtime?
Apparently.
Well, let's hope they have a better approach than they did last time they played the 1 AK round, because that didn't seem very coordinated.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the big hope here is. Well,
so far so good. tabseN goes down as well. This time he doesn't get 2 frags or even 1. Got B though, still in a short position, can still hold things down. Flashes all over the place. Down goes felps. Can he get any more kills from this? The spray through the smoke won't be enough. LEGIJA and Peter, 2 AWPs versus 3 players who all have pistols.
Oh, that's cheeky.
That's the bomb as well.
I don't think LEGIJA knows that though. I'm not sure if you can actually get that up on your, or if it actually shows up on the radar when it's that kind of a gap.
So he went for a fast play towards connector, and now it is minimum range versus maximum range. Yes, the deagle's in play, but...
I'm actually surprised that both players are holding on to their ops in this kind of situation.
God.
Oh, the run boost.
Just look at what they have been reduced to. Where is the AK? It must be miles away. It's going for the smoke towards...
I think it's actually towards Delpan, or maybe down towards connector, but...
This is really interesting. If they can get onto the site without losing a player, never mind a bomb plant. 2 AWPs versus 2 pistols.
Yeah, that's if NRG decides to just really stick with those ops instead of switching off to pistols themselves, then it's definitely doable for Immortals. But they have to get onto that bomb site.
Yeah, but LEGIJA,
yeah, he has an idea.
If he just holds this angle, he was looking towards mid. There we go. Look, timing is a B. He's trying to cover both sites at the same time, and he's still going to do it, of course. I don't know how you find the timing for that LEGIJA. That is absolutely bananas. So it's a deagle now versus 2 AWPs. This is doable. This is very doable.
Calm down now, LEGIJA. There we go. So re-peeking with 20 HP versus a Deagle, a bit, was it overzealous maybe? Still works out.
Very interesting round, but it brings NRG to match point, and Immortals can go for a better force buy this time. We'll see if they choose to go for Galil. Seems people, I guess, you have utility if you go for the UMP, or you have much better armor penetration if you go for the Galil. Which I think the Galil has actually better armor penetration than the AK does.
Really?
I think so. I'll double check on that, but I think that's correct. Although it doesn't really mean much.
I think the problem is that the Galil bullets just go everywhere. So
I mean, you can't one-shot with the Galil anyway, so...
No, you can't.
I'll double check that. I think it's correct, but that's the kind of thing that needs checking every so often. All right, then. Immortals could have had 5 AKs in this round. They opted for the Force in the previous. So let's see what you have in store with your increased utility. Grenades being deployed for days.
Last time they had this kind of a setup, they ended up towards the B-bomb set as well. And you could see that boltz is making the rotation back. And already up short, you have felps. Felps just finds a way to get onto sites here.
The UMP play is wrecking these AWPs, and there they go. Just a Galil, a UMP, and a pistol to defend versus these 2 rifles. It's going to be interesting. No flashes for the T's. FugLy with 2 flashes, but with only 2 players left, not sure if he can afford to pull any grenades out in this situation. Pre-firing the spot behind the fridge. And indeed, the grenade does come out from him. Through the smoke, but doesn't see this player behind him. felps kills him on the 180, and then tabseN's up against 3. And we are going to overtime.
Yeah, so we got it eventually. Definitely should have been NRG's game to take there. The fact that felps is allowed to get up on short so freely, and it's not the first time he's done it either. Well, not necessarily just catwalk either, but he got into connector, he got into window. He was all over on that T side, really. So that's, yeah, pretty big mistake from NRG to actually leave mid that open, especially when you know you're going up against a pretty shoddy buy.
Yeah, that's got to be frustrating.
Yeah, you can't get too afraid of actually playing your positions to the point where you're just giving way too much room for Immortals. Now, Immortals are going to have a better buy than what they've had for the, well, a significant amount of time, really.
Indeed, and this is not a round where NRG ideally want to go double Lopes because in overtime that does leave you with nothing if you are to lose the round. So risks have to be limited. 1 player down so far. tabseN looking towards Tetra. Spots boltz. Does he have any support though? Loads of plays in Palace, and here they come. Still taking tabseN down. felps on the flank. You hear the CT. LEGIJA through the smoke again. This time he won't be the superhero. 5 versus 2 once more. The shoulder picking coming out. And Peter's going to take down the bomb carrier. Doesn't mean much in this situation. There goes GoB. Oh, but the bomb's on the floor. That said, there's a minute on the clock. And there are flashbangs to force Peter off his position. 3 more flashes and a nade as well. And Peter will emerge and get taken down.
Man, finding those early picks does a lot for Immortals. And it's going to be interesting to see how NRG are actually going to deal with the fact that they can't go to the double op. Or maybe LEGIJA is thinking about it here. He hasn't bought up yet, and there you go. So it seems like this is their final stand. Like, this is their go-to defense.
Yeah, this is the all-in.
Yeah.
If you lose this round, it's basically a 0-3 unless something completely ridiculous happens. But the T's may have a great play for this. Great answer, just going straight into the B bomb site extremely fast. Pop flash comes in. LEGIJA standing in the smoke in the meantime. GoB's taking all the frags. Lovely play from LEGIJA. Works out to a T. Always around the smokes is that man. And there's not a single kill. That is exactly the round NRG needed.
That's very patient from LEGIJA. I think a lot of people would have fallen for the temptation to just take a pot shot through the smoke and hope for the best and give away your position. But just creates enough space for himself to hide out. And the fact that obviously GoB nails the perfect flash, finds 2 easy frags for himself. Obviously going to take all the attention away from GoB potentially on that balcony.
By the way, the Galil has exactly the same armor penetration as the AK. It's only the AUG which has 90% penetration over 70 of the normal M4. 1 man down for both sides as the teams fight for control of the mid area.
The big over-rotation, though, from NRG leaves boltz in a situation where he's actually been able to walk out of apps. Probably doesn't know about FugLy, though, down in pit.
FugLy doesn't seem to necessarily know about boltz either. And boltz is looking, he's wondering where everyone is. Spots FugLy, down he goes. That's an open A bomb site. The bomb has a long way to rotate though. That's going to allow the CTs to get into position. Got beat on the short. He will see boltz cross and raise the alarm to his teammates, but Peter can't do anything. tabseN too low, and he takes it in the face, leaving Gobby alone. Does he remember where those bullets came from? I think he went for a flash, didn't really work out. And Henny is going to cross in time. Molotov coming down, but the bomb should still get planted. And boltz peeks before Gobby can draw his gun. It'll be a one-round lead for Immortals going into the second half.
Over-rotation being the end of energy right there. But boltz making the exact right move in this kind of a situation. Just pushing forward. He needs to create space for Henny to even have a shot at actually getting crossed over with the bomb. So, more or less saving that round for Immortals spot on his own.
Still dragging his heels at the moment. He's got himself 10 kills in 33 rounds.
I will say he didn't see a lot of action towards that B bomb side on their CT side. Lucas and felps and Henny got most of that action. felps being an aggressive in mid, and obviously Henny and Lucas towards that A bomb site.
LEGIJA and tabseN in the apps, part of their default. We'll see if they pop flash each other into that lower area. LEGIJA looking to smoke off the window, or steal with an M4. I mean, to me that looks like the pixel peak that you would normally hold with a rifle.
Yeah, and up.
Yeah, with a sniper.
No, that's definitely impressive. Normally you'd be happy just doing damage at that point, maybe tagging him once or twice. But actually getting the headshot is pretty big, and that's one of the first people Steel has actually seen all game on the CT side.
NRG going for a pretty hardcore fake. 2 smokes in the A bomb site, but there's nothing there. 2 smokes in mid as well, and Gobby's moving up short. Is there time for these CTs to rotate? Apparently there is. Gobby picked off in short, and that might give the game away as to where the rest of these Ts are headed. They've got a man advantage as they move into the B bomb site though. 3 CTs out of position. There goes LEGIJA. That's going to tie things up on B. Still gets picked off. felps, has he been spotted? I think he might have.
Yeah. Right now, felps just needs to stay alive. All he wants to do is be a nuisance so NRG can't put the bomb down. Might as well pick up a kill as well.
Yeah, that's quite the nuisance. And now Peter is just waiting for them to serve themselves up. Hen1 trades though from the short position. And now there are 2 match points for Immortals.
2 match points, and, well, not the greatest of economies coming in from, or greatest of money situations coming in from NRG. They will get the op on Peter, so they got that going for them, but he's not going to have any utility. And I don't think we're going to see NRG attempt any sort of fakes, right, like they did the previous round.
Hen1, oh dear, is he going to go for a cheeky timing? Could have got 2, that's a bomb at least. He sees LEGIJA, LEGIJA has no idea what's going on. Is he going to go back again? He is.
Of course he is.
He could have taken that one as well. That's just, what a crazy way to observe the last rounds from that perspective. That's just bonkers. Hen1 is insane. I think that's all we can say at this point, is that he's out of his mind. Immortals take Mirage, the pick of NRG, into Immortals, and indeed that's a strong victory. It would look tight. NRG, I mean, do you feel like NRG should have taken that match?
I feel like they should have done it. Well, obviously this game was very ebb and flow in that sense that Immortals got off to such a great start, so you would have expected them to finish off their first half a lot stronger than they did. They were up 9-1. Then you have the 5-round run from NRG, which is partly off of some lack of adaptation from Immortals, in my opinion. The fact that NRG constantly went over towards that A bomb site and more or less bullied Lucas after a while once they got the utility on their side and so on. Yeah, and I would have expected Immortals to do better with the start they had, but going over to the second half, NRG do a great job. When they get the double op setup going, they really get into the swing of things on their CT side, and well, given how ruined that the money situation was for the Brazilians towards the end there, and how they put themselves into that hole as well, I feel like NRG definitely should have been able to close it out.
We'll see if they can redeem themselves on cash coming up after the break.
This time now, my brother.